Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is SevTech Ages. Welcome to my home. So as you can see, I did a little bit of a finish on, okay, that's from the water. I did a little bit of a finish up with I can't even turn around over here. Let's spin around a bit of the old castle here that I've got going on over top of the bridge. I still need to do under the bridge, but at least I now have two towers as it is, and I kind of like them actually not being the same height. This one does look very stocky, but they're actually the same, and I did kind of change up the window structure a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. So let's jump out of here. Let me empty out my inventory quick. And you can see here that we are going to get into Age 3. And actually, I'm wearing some strange outfits. I got an explorer's hat. Actually, it's rather loud in here. Let's walk down here. I got an explorer's hat from my adventures in the Betweenlands, which I thought looked kind of cool. It doesn't really... It adds like a half a unit, one thing of armor, which isn't that bad. But I actually... finished making up the rest of my armor. As you can see here, I made a prismarine chestplate. Got all sorts of stuff here. Actually, let's hear F3H, I think it is. Yeah, there. That should allow you to easier see the stats that I have on these things. There we go. So it's like a prismarine is the core for the top three items here. And then I added in some lead armor trim to give it heavy and shielding, which shielding helps prevent damage from magic. Heavy allows me to resist knockback, which I'm quite liking that. And of course the prismarine is just really durable, and it allows me to swim better, and it also gives a spiky effect, sort of like my spiky shield and sword combo. Then my boots, I had to switch out the core here for slime so that I could still get that bouncy effect, though it seems strangely broken at the moment. I don't bounce, but I do land safely. So I don't know. And then I just tossed on there some wood so that it would slowly repair over time, because every time that I bounce, it takes damage every time I bounce, or every time I land even. And then of course it's got the prismarine armor trim just to continue on with giving me a little bit of that speed that I like having in the water. Now I have plenty of stuff that I did because of the age switching over. I just went and did a big mining trip. By big mining trip, let me show you here. And let's put the sword away here. Actually, let me put my boat away as well. Let's open up this double chest, and that chest is everything that I got. I mean, look at this. I got these new ores, silver and lead clusters, whole bunch of coal. I just mined up some stuff as well that I happen to need. Redstone, aluminum, platinum, which was actually right under the base. In fact, it's right down that trapdoor is where I got it. Abyssal night ore, I happened to find a couple pieces just mixed in with some of these. I grabbed a whole bunch of obsidian, as well as I found another thing of gold, and iron was... I found iron by mining up nickel, which was kind of weird. And of course I found one magma block kind of tucked in there. But yeah, I mean, like right down in there. It's empty now, but that's where I mined out the platinum. And there's more platinum veins nearby, I guess, like over in that direction. So if I need more of that, I know exactly where to get it. Plus, I did a bit of mining in the base itself. In preparation, I added in this new room here, which I wanted to make it quite spacious because everything else seems to be getting quite cramped. And I'm looking to expand elsewhere into the mountain, if not outside of it as well. But yeah, that's kind of a thing. I finished up making up a bunch of drawers, which I ended up using a very strange block because I just wanted to keep, like, I'm kind of liking the pure whitish look about them, but they do have a little bit of texture on it. And that's primarily from, let's see if I can find it, these here, the Aurora Blocks. If you take two of them, stacking them in a crafting grid, you get the Aurora Pillars, which have kind of a little bit of a texture to them. Now, when you use them in the storage drawer crafting table that I've got at the end of the hall there, it kind of washes out everything, and it just makes it gray and white. But it still looks pretty cool in my opinion, and it's very easy and clear to see what the items are on it. So I like that. And in fact, I can move those if I need to because I think, did I make some? If not, I think I could probably make like some packing tape and then move those later. But it's my plan to eventually move all of this out and then just have like a dedication hall of moving through the ages going down in here, which I think that would be pretty cool. But until then, it's going to be kind of a centralized area. So I feel better about having something in mind. And of course, here's all the different trophies. I have an extra trophy or two in my own backpack. I always keep a Naga trophy with me just in case I need to get into the Knight's Forest area. Oh, and yes, that Swift pick, I almost used the thing up entirely, mining all those ores that you saw in those chests. But not to worry, because I had a whole lot of those magic scrolls from the Betweenlands, and I put them in here, which, yes, the bug is still here. It ate my life crystal when I logged out and back in, and a stack of sulfur ore, which was very disheartening. I only have one life crystal left, so I'm not going to leave it in there anymore, as well as my sulfur. But I have more Swift picks. I have 2 more in there for backup, and I think, do I have another? Yeah, I've got another one in here. Plus I got like a bunch of these Voodoo Dolls, which if you're not familiar with those, you just take a Voodoo Doll and you right click on an enemy. Like you melee attack, but instead of left click, you right click with it, and it will do an area big damage hit on all enemies in that area, which is really good. It's like activating an Angry Pebble, but no damage is done to the terrain. And then I got a whole bunch of bracelets. I mean, a bunch of them. I've got a ring. I got multiple Rings of Ascent. If you look down at the bottom here, I have a Ring of Ascent. And I can activate that just by hitting space a couple times. And it uses up XP levels. So as you can see, oh, there, my bouncing is back. Huh. Okay. But as you can see, it uses up XP levels. So as I have XP levels, it will drain it out if I use it. But it will also allow me to, just kind of hover above the ground a bit, which it's pretty darn cool. And then you'll notice I have 3 amulets. Reason being is that I used a special item that I got as well. Let's see, was it in here? No, I think it was down here. Nope, never mind. It was in my backpack the whole time. The Amulet Slot. By using this, actually here, let me bring the tooltips back up again. There we go. Advanced tooltips are now shown. If I look on here, you see it has a durability of 20 out of 30. I used it 2 times, each time using up 5 durability, and it gave me 2 more amulet slots. Until I die, I will have a total of 3 amulet slots. So I was like, you know what? I'm tired of only occasionally getting the strength bonus on that. So I maxed it all out with red amulets. As you can see, I now have 3 of the strength amulets, and of course the Ring of Ascent, which is really, really cool. It's been quite effective, and I've been liking it a lot. But yeah, I do have my Swift pick. I can keep it with me if needed. I think I'll just put it back in here for now, because it's going to break. And I did make a new ore prospector to help me find those new ores. Don't worry, it wasn't a lot of advancement. I just did a lot of mining, and in the process, I used a couple of the items that I picked up in the last episode, so I didn't really get too far ahead. I just did, like I said, a lot of mining. But I do have a bunch of stuff ready and set to further enhance my armor a little bit more. Not that I'm able to really do much with it until I, advance myself further. But I have a whole bunch of blocks of copper here, and that's because I plan on taking some of this. We've got seared stone, blocks of copper around the old armor station, changing it into an armor forge, which, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. And then if I take off my armor here, put this in place, I should be able to add some haste to it. Yeah, bonus speed plus 5%. And that does use up one of my modifiers, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not really using them at the moment, and I really like moving much faster at this point. So I'm thinking this is what I'm going to do. You may not like this choice. You might prefer to have used it elsewhere. I can always remake the armor, so I'm not really that bothered by it, because this was not very expensive armor to make. There we go. Oh, I need a little bit more redstone. I should have... Oh, I don't have any in here. So let me grab some in... Here we go. I had this separate just so you guys could see just how much loot there was. That, and I didn't really have enough space in all my chests, which I might be able to upgrade these at this point to like an obsidian one, though I think it's the same size as the gold ones. So let's take this, there we go. And then that should give me a decent amount of speed increase. Now you're probably wondering why I made the armor forge. Couldn't I do that on the old armor tool bench thing? No, I could not. In fact, in order to add upgrades, that's what you need the armor forge for. So now I should be able to move a little bit faster. Of course, I'm under the effects of these totems, so I'm moving pretty darn fast as it is. Whoa, whoa, oh, that was good. And I do move at a pretty good speed. Whoa, underwater. In fact, it's a little bit crazy. I kind of like launch myself. Is that coal? Did I just find coal? I launch myself very fast in water now. If the effects are working, oh gosh, stop. Can I get back to the base? Oh wow, I'm like launching myself around. Oh my gosh, stop. Okay, this is a little bit insane. Ugh. Come on. Oh, thank goodness for the climbing gloves. Okay, or else I would not have made it out of that water. Okay, so swimming in the water, that's definitely a faster thing now. Wow. All right, so the other thing that I have that I really wanted to get through with is this Antique Atlas. While it has been very good to me, much better than if I didn't have it, and I still intend on keeping this and potentially using it because I've got a lot of things marked on it. I intend on upgrading. That's right, I now have basic crafting table set up with all of the ingredients because look, I have yet another Ring of Ascent. Those question mark scrolls that I got from the Betweenlands. I got 3 Rings of Ascent, people. 3, so I can make 2 of these journey map tokens and still be able to draw one, or wear one. But anyway, I digress. I've got all the ingredients here. It took me quite a bit to do it, and I now have this journey map token, which I hopefully can eat even though I'm not hungry. Oh, and there we go. Advanced mapping. You unlocked stage mapping. Vallen Frostweaver, you have learned advanced mapping. You gain 100 prestige points. It's made the advancement advance. There's prestige points? Let's go. There's prestige points? Okay, so, actually my armor looks pretty cool now. I didn't even look at that. That looks pretty neat. I like the red trim. Works with the red gems. Oh, look at that. I've got journey map. Does it work if I hit? Ooh, cool. Look at that. You can see the whole base from here. That's pretty neat. All right. Oh, I'm so happy to have journey map. And has it been mapping things the entire time, I wonder? Let's take another look, and we'll do daytime. Oh my gosh, it has been. Look at all the places I've been, people. It's ridiculous. I've done a lot of exploring. Whew. Yeah. The water. This doesn't look right. Huh, maybe it didn't copy everything that I did when I zigzagged around here. Because I think that there's a water monument somewhere way down there. But anyway, yeah, this is our island here. Or at least the place I'm staying. And there's that village that I originally found. Pretty good. I'm going to have to increase the height of that tower. All right, so enough waffling. Let's go take a look at some of the things that we have. In fact, I would like to keep the Antique Atlas, but I want to keep it in here. And in fact, I'm going to keep the my food. I'm going to put the melon pies away because I've got something better. I've got jam donuts. I've got more than a stack of these. and I figure, yep, that's going to be a thing. Recipe for those is white pears, which you can get from those massive trees in the Betweenlands, as well as reed donuts, which are just made from a bunch of dried swamp reeds, as you can see here. And just doing all the looting, I got a stack and a half, so I figure I might as well use those because they're pretty good. My nutrition is doing all right here. Actually, I should probably switch it out for that at the moment and leave this down here. There we go. So, journey map token done. I still have to do, as you see here on the sign, under the bridge. There's still more to do in the Betweenlands. Believe it or not, there's tons more unlocks to go through in here. In fact, it did several of its own pages. But I figure I'm going to kind of alternate a little bit. I just went there, so I don't need to go there right away. Storage drawers. I showed you those ones. I intend on expanding that further. I could add a controller as well, I believe. Actually, let's take a look. Compacting drawer controller. There we go. That looks a little bit complex. not too bad. Redstone alloy, vacuum tubes. Okay, so maybe it's a little bit more complex than I thought. But I could add one of those and then just right-click on here, and then all of these items, if they're in my inventory, automatically go into this stuff. I was also thinking of making like a master inventory room. Who knows? But there are other things that I would like to work on. The armor, making a yo-yo, as well as getting a sack, which will allow me to take mob spawners with me, which would be great. Plus, I can go to the Nether, start up immersive engineering, make a new animal area since that one's getting a bit crowded. Relocating the Smeltery, that's a big priority actually. Making the trophy room and the astral tower. So as you can see, I've got a lot of things that we can work on. One of which I think is going to be important actually is going to be moving the Smeltery. It works great, don't get me wrong, lovely, but it could work better, especially if it wasn't so darn tall. I mean, I realize I can get 2 blocks in here. That's great, but I can't like pour out a whole bunch of stuff at once because there's a limit with how much of that there is. And because of that, I've been doing a little bit of seared brick making. And I was thinking I would move this into the new area here and make it very long and wide and flat instead of super tall and skinny. So that is my current project that I'm going to work on. And once I tear this down and rebuild it back up, I'll be right back. Huh, that's strange. I only just realized that I had an old death point saved there. Might as well edit that and change it into... no, I'll just leave it there, because that's where home is. I'm just going to turn it off for now. Cool, first waypoint set. So I had to go into the Between Lands. Reason being is, actually I need to drop this wood off, I think, because, yeah, the logs, yep. In order to use them properly, I'm going to need to cut them up. So I'm going to toss them on the saw, but I wanted to make some more Simmerite hoppers. That's not the saw. Reason being is they're the cheapest hopper to make, and they're your traditional vanilla hopper, really. Just at the expense of some Simmerite stuff. Which I don't see any problem with that. I'm just going to toss a bunch of these in. Then I can get a bunch of wood so that I can make the proper chest, and then use that. And this is also another good benefit of the Between Lands, is that you can actually just take this out of block form very, very simply. So let's make these here. There we go. 7 more of those, and then in fact I can just remake any excess Simmerite into blocks very simply, like old vanilla school stuff. This is pretty good to be able to do that again. Alright, so why am I making Simmerite hoppers? So that I can have everything be fed from each of these into one central or side chest. In this case, like, I've got all the hoppers going down here. In fact, I need to probably put a chest there. There we go, I've got one. I can just put this one down. There we go, nothing really fancy, just some advanced primal chests, you know. And then I can put this one in the center. Here we are. And that's pretty good, actually. I realize I'm going to need to fix the floor up a little bit. But for now, this should do. And I've got enough spaces in here. I don't think I'm going to need any kind of hopper feeding things in here. Well, I might in the future, but for now, it should be all right. And, oh, that's right. We're not 100% done yet. I still need to get a bit more glass, but I ran out of glass. And, of course, the smeltery is out of commission at the moment, so it's something that needed to be done. But now I can smelt a crap ton of stuff at once. I can make all sorts of ingots. I just need some more molds and stuff. I plan on trading out the sides for, like, some of the clear glass so I can see through it, as well as perhaps this here. In fact, I might even move the smeltery controller up one. I think I can do that now with the more recent version of Tinkers, allowing you to do this. Put this down below. Yeah, it still works. So I could put the a clear glass here. What is it? I think Seared Glass. Actually, I have one. I could do that right now. Let's grab my handy crafting table on a stick. put this, and I think this will work. I can't remember if it will or not, but it should still work all right. Yep, still works, and I can see through it. It'd be better if it was like a much larger piece. And like I said, I'm going to switch out the entire side down here. Now, the difference between the Seared Glass and these, the Seared Gauges, is that the Seared Gauges will actually hold liquid, whereas Seared Glass does not. It's just transparent. You see through it, and that's pretty much it. I do feel that cobblestone looks really wonky down there, though, so maybe I'll put that. That looks a little better. Yeah, much better, because it actually makes it just line up much better in the back. Cool. So I've got this massive smeltery area now, looking really spiffy. I'm pretty happy with that. And I've got some spaces for like some blast furnaces and some coal coke machines and stuff like that on the side. Hopefully that'll work out. This is just going to be an eyesore for the moment. I'll fill this in off camera. I'm not going to do that now. Okay, well, either way, I think that actually ticks one of the things off my list. There it is. Relocating the Smeltery. Done. Alright, so I still have some leftover stuff, but I'm not too bothered with it. I actually don't have any more space in these inventories to do so. But what I could do in the meantime is actually take some of this stuff. Actually, I need to put the pattern chest back over there too. Take some of these things and actually start smelting them up into something a little bit more useful. For instance, we've got iron, nickel, gold. There was steel is what I wanted specifically. But oh, and I did smelt up a little bit of the lead to put on my armor, just if you were curious about that, because yeah, I wanted to have that on there. But I want steel as another one on there, and that's not going to be readily available. So for now, let's work on the other stuff, like a sack. Nothing like a good old sack. All right. Empty sack of holding. This is actually relatively simple in idea and expert in level in its uses. So take some kind of leather, some twine or string or something like that, and an apple or slime ball. Wow, it's such a cheap recipe. Just that it was locked before now. I wonder if I could use some rawhide for that. Let's see, we've got boiled leather, pigman leather. Looks like leather or boiled leather is pretty much going to be it. And I don't think I have any boiled. Closest I've got is wet tanned, which is pretty bad. So I'm going to use a bunch of regular leather. In fact, it wouldn't hurt if I made 2 of these. I've got some slime and some apples and stuff like that. And in fact, I want to take you guys out to where I found some materials, but only after we upgrade something on my pick. Grab a couple slime balls. Couple pieces of string, and we should, oops, if I grab the string, we should be all right. Recipe, can we make that? Yeah, 2 empty sacks of holding. So how this works, if I recall properly, let's take one of these over here, so that I should be able to, just shift right click, and I can grab an inventory or even drawers if I so desire, one at a time. Or it works on mob spawners as well, and then you just right click and it drops it and it plops it back out just like that. Pretty nifty tool. It's going to be very handy for moving mob spawners. Oh yeah, big time handy for moving mob spawners, because I'm going to be needing them. I mean, don't get me wrong, my little crabby guys in here have been doing me good. Oh jeez, wow, got almost another stack of them in there. I've been picking them up every time I get over a stack of metal drops. In fact, I've got almost a stack of night metal ingots at this rate, plus a little bit more shards there, which is really impressive. I'm really surprised at how much they've given. But I did mention something about my pick, and what I have in mind is this. I can now add better modifiers. I did add a level of haste because that just one level of haste like doubles its speed. It's so worthwhile. Levels after that may or may not be too much. And it actually has leveled itself up in luck up to level 2. In fact, let's take a look at that. See if I can find it here. That's Armor Tool Forge. Put this on here. We can see exactly how much. 215 now. I only put 1 level of luck on there, which I think was, I don't know, maybe around 50 or something like that. So you can tell I've been doing a lot of mining. And that's another reason why I put that haste on there, is because it really made a big difference. Not to mention the swift pick. Just looking at stone, it melts in its presence. It's quite impressive, in fact. But I want to make this an excavate modifier, and you get 25 of them from this, and it's actually a little journey in itself. So this is going to be my main accomplishment for today, not just moving the smeltery. And that is going to require your standard stuff here: Sermerite, Octine, Steel, Rock Crystals, not a problem. Oh, which reminds me, I have to tell you about that too. Platinum Plate, shouldn't be too bad. I just smelt up some platinum and bang it out. Maze Stone, we've got a little bit left over, we're good. Modularium. So the two difficult things are going to be Steel Plates and Modularium. But real quick, let's head over to the Astral Sorcery area real quick. And in fact, let's take this speedy route here that I am set up with, so you can see, you know, I've got this set up. Yes, you can climb up inside if you so desire. You know, and you can look out the window, though they are a little bit high to look out. So that's kind of a thing. But for now, oh, see, I didn't bounce that time. I just started climbing back up. But for now, that's where that is. And this is going to be raised up in time. But for now, it's fine where it's at. I want to grab the bucket that I've got out here. I just put it on the wall here. Grab one of these and take a look. Yes, my crystal is still here. I got dumb lucky. Look at this, 100% purity. Eat your heart out, people. I didn't duplicate that. I got that as a mined one. So thank you, Hellfire PvP, O dev god of Astral Sorcery, for bestowing upon me the powers of 100% purity. So I'm still going to constantly do this in hopes that I can duplicate it. I know that there's better setups that I could do, but for now, I'm just kind of doing the thing, setting this down. Now, let's head on back and continue on getting some more stuff. Just grab a couple of crappy rock crystals here. Toss in a piece of platinum to melt down. There we go. Platinum ingot looks a heck of a lot like an iron one, but doesn't matter. All we're going to be doing is dropping it in here, smashing it up. There we go. Perfect. While I'm here, I'll grab one Sermerite, one Octine, toss both of these in here as well. There we go. Gonna need that maze stone of some sort, which I believe I've got. Yeah, I've got 9 pieces left in here, so that should be just fine. And then come the difficult parts. Steel and Modularium. Actually, I need to move this down. Now, Modularium is actually going to be easier, but if only because it's just made from a few different things. Casting Molten Modularium. There we go. Aluminum, iron, and redstone. Shouldn't be too hard, but before I do that, because that's going to be relatively quick and easy to do, I think I need to get the steel going, which is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Steel is going to be made in a blast furnace with coal coke. And coal coke is made in a coke oven, which is made from coke bricks, which I need a lot of clay, bricks, and some kind of sandstone scribbles. Well, just about any kind of sandstone I think will do. Lucky for me, I've been smelting up a bunch of this in preparation. I also went and did a little bit of mining for clay instead of fishing for it like I usually do. And of course I've got a whole bunch of sand, which should convert very easily into whatever I need for sandstone. Now here's the thing, one of these crafting recipes makes 3. You need 27 pieces in order to make one of these. I want to make 2. So that means I'm going to need like 54 sandstone. So that's not going to be enough. I'm going to need a bit more. Let me grab some and I'll be right back. Yeah, and I just made way too many and they don't uncraft. So whoopsie. Let's just put a bunch of these back for now. I know it's a stone and not a sand, but oops. Oh well, I think I only actually needed 18 of these things. So there we go, that should probably do it. Now if I take this and I put all of these together as I can, there we go, 54. Perfect. And then I've got a bunch of leftover bricks and clay which isn't going to hurt anything because I'm sure I'm going to need them in the not too distant future. Alright, so in here I have set up some little spaces that we can put this stuff. Whoops, probably help if I didn't actually mess it up too bad. There we go. And there's 2 levels and 3rd level. Perfect, so there's the first one. Now you're thinking, what's going on? Well, I need a hammer. Specifically, the Immersive Engineering hammer. Copper ingots, string, and some sticks. I wonder if I have one. If I do, it's not in my bag, so let me go make one. Perfect. Now I have one, and because I've got an extra stick, let's just put that away. And I take my engineer's hammer to the face of these, boop, boop, and I now have my coal coke ovens, which it takes a long time for these to process. And if you want immediate results, then you need to have patience. Ideally, you're going to want, where is it? Coal. A stack of coal in each should do. I recommend you put in their coal blocks. If you just want a whole bunch later on, it's going to be the best way to go. But it will back up unless you do something to remedy that. Now for now, I'm just going to toss some in because I know how slow these things process. This is another reason why I have 2 of these. And I intend on fully making something to contain the liquid that they produce. Now, at this point, I feel it's probably a good idea if I actually make the, what do you call it, the Immersive Engineering Manual. Can I use that? Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting I've got all the sticks over here, which is fine because I've got my crafting table with me, which I don't even need my crafting table, I just realized. But there we go. I now have my Engineer's Manual. Da, 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 which I can then use it to look up things. Oh wow! Okay, in my test world, I was looking at this, so it's funny that it remembered this. So the tank, full to the brim. This is exactly what I wanted to make. I'm going to need 34 iron sheet metal and 4 treated wood fence. In order to get treated wood, you're going to need creosote, which is one of the byproducts from making coal coke. And another reason why I have a couple buckets with me. Not that I'm really going to need them that much, but yeah. Alright, so this is where I make all the sheet metal, of course. As before, I'm going to need to put a whole lot in there. I should be alright with 36 of these. There is a better way of making this in the future, but for the moment, I'm doing it manual. Ah, there we go. Alright, 36 iron plates. Should be able to make what I'm looking for here, or more than enough actually. There we go. And then I just need some treated wood. In order to get treated wood, I'm going to need wood and creosote. So let me grab a bit of wood to start with. And then I need, of course, creosote, which I've got a bucket's worth in here already, which is great. So if I take one of these, put it in the input slot, it comes out. There we go. Same thing with this one. This is why I had 2 of these made, so that I'd be set. Then I just need my little crafting table. There we go. Put these in the center and surround it with wood. And you should get 8 at a time. There we go. And then I need to make fences in this case. I'm going to need at least 4 of these, which will take a little bit of sticks. I think I can just, yeah, there we go. Shouldn't be too bad. And then I can make this. 9 is going to be perfect because I might need some more in the future. Now here's the weird thing is that I have plans on putting the storage area for the creosote down below. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back once I've got things squared away. All right, here we are in this little 3x3, 5-block tall area with a little bit of a routing area at the top. Basically, you can see that there are 2 little spots on either side here underneath the coal coke ovens that I have. Well, that is pretty much going to be where I'm going to connect things up. But first, I'm going to need to form up things that I need. So let's start with these on the corners, and then I'm going to need the sheet metal next, which is going to be here, and then here, 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 here. So it's basically going to be hollow in the center after this. then you just make a circle around here. If you have a builder's wand, it can make things much simpler for this. But I don't want to get mine out right now. So let's just go ahead with this. There we go. Perfect. Right? Actually, doesn't look anything like a tank, which is what I wanted to make. There we go. It's difficult to see right now. I would show you, but yeah, I'm just making things compact. I'm thinking I'm just going to put some trapdoors here so that if I need some access to it, I will have it. But I'm also thinking I'm going to take this out and there. Allow a little bit more access to this. I don't know. I might dress this up a bit, put a little bit of like a support arch coming down or something. But for now, this should work. Now I'm going to go get some of the other materials that I'm going to need. All right, here I am at the top where my llamas are running around, and I've got a light well here, right? I've got 3 of them. I don't think I'm ever going to need 3 of these at once anymore. So I'm going to take these, the items here, the liquid hoppers, which are going to be really, really useful. Oh, so useful. In fact, there's ways of transporting liquid, and then there's ways of transporting liquid. And right now, this is the best way to transport liquid. I'm going to leave the one there. So if I do, for some or any reason, need it, I have it available to me. But for now, I think I'm going to be using this, as well as something from Buildcraft. Buildcraft is an age-old mod from Minecraft. One of the first, if not the first, mods that was made that has a whole lot of interesting things, how to transport liquids and items. And what I'm going to make is, usually you'd start with like an extraction pipe here, a wooden fluid pipe. And then you'd have to power it with a redstone engine, which is something that I will need to make. But instead, I'm going to start it with a liquid hopper instead, so I don't need to worry about that. Because these will pump things at 100 millibuckets per tick, and this will just go at 10, which is kind of pathetic. So I can hook it up, therefore, to a stone fluid pipe as well. So that's going to be my in-betweens. Now these are made with a bit of glass and some stone. So let me get a bit of sand smelting up, and I will go and get this going. So yeah, I've got a little bit of cactus here. I'm going to smelt it up. I could use some slime, but instead I'm going to make pipe sealant out of, instead of slime balls, cactus green. Because cactus, it just automatically grows. Slime, so far I don't have it renewable, even though I know it truly is. I just figured I would use this in order to make it what I need. And what this effectively is going to do is take a standard cobblestone or stone pipe, which actually I think that the stone pipe is better, which is what we're going to want to make, which is going to be regular smooth stone. All right, fair enough. Let's grab these, and we'll get some smooth stone here. I keep forgetting I put everything in these convenient spots. Actually, I'm gonna need, there we go, I've got 6. That works. I am definitely gonna have to do some carving in here to get things going. Whoops. Uh-oh, I did not want that to happen. That was not supposed to happen. All right, so in here I've got a whole bunch of molten glass, and here's the cool part now. This is why I wanted to have a whole bunch of these, as so that I can actually just tip all of this out at once. I don't have it hooked up automatically yet. I mean, but still, look at that. That's pretty darn cool. I'm pretty happy with it. And then as they all cool, they all come down to the end, into this chest, and I get myself a bunch of glass. Perfect. It's so much simpler to make glass now. Oh my gosh. Now I just need some redstone running across there so that I can get it to just automatically pulse out. That's for the future. For the moment, I need to make a stone transport pipe. So let's make 3 sets of these. I now have 24. That's going to be way more than I ever need. And I'm going to take this and make the pipe sealant first. I forgot. I was already trying to combine it. There we go. And I can make 3 of these right now. I've got plenty of pipes for the future, so I've got stone transport pipes, which can be used for transporting items instead of fluids. But as these ones are waterproof, this is what I'm looking to use. So I need these, which it's going to be a little bit of a challenge because you can see the bounding box right across here that is preventing me from placing this stuff in a way that I want. What I need is for this to come down into a central spot. So let me actually mine this out and see if I can Crap, this is not going to be good. I should have done this first. Actually, I can come in behind it, maybe? No. No, I can't. I don't have anything in the this sheet metal at the moment, so I might just break it. Yep. I didn't want to do it, but it's better than breaking the Coke machines to start with. Okay, that was not the way to go about doing it. And in fact, I've done a very poor job of it. What I'm going to do is take these out and stop them from proceeding any further. I did get the Coal Coke achievement, though, so that's a good thing. And then I'm going to break these once I get some of the liquid out in a more traditional sense. In other words, I'm going to bucket these things. So, yeah, there we go. It's going to take me a minute, but I'll be right back. There we go. Put that one in place. So now, if I mine this, they both should be aiming towards the center. Yes, they are. Both of them. All right, cool. Then I can put down some stone fluid pipe in between. Yes, perfect. Okay, so this is what I should have done first. My bad for not doing that. But, yep, you live and you learn, and you lose a little bit of creosote. No big loss. And now what will happen is as this is smelting up and making more of the coal coke, it will then automatically filter this down into this. Like I said, I'm going to get like something to cover the floor in this area so that I don't just fall into a pit. I'll probably put some trapdoors or something like that. But for now, that should do. All right, so I've got that going, and I have coal coke, which is used in the process of making steel. So in order to do that, I need a blast furnace, which requires blast bricks. And I need blaze powder. Wait, blaze powder? Blaze rods. Oh, crap. That's going to be trouble. That means going into the nether. Oh, brother. Okay. Well, one thing at a time. And I feel that this episode has actually been running a bit long as it is. I didn't make a lot of progress, but I have made some. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this. I will likely go into the nether, see about killing myself as badly as I can in the next episode while I pursue some blaze rods and get myself some blast brick. That's right, so that I can make the rest of this. And in the meantime, I'll probably, I'll try cleaning this area up a little bit so that it's not so messy. I might even just open up this entire room. But for now, that's pretty much going to be it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, be sure to spread the mischief to others. And if you want to donate to support the mischief, you can do so in the links in the description below. Till next time, folks, we'll see ya.